Hello viewers, I'm Khalil Ahmed. Today we're going to talk about one of the leading boarding schools in Karachi, and to discuss it I am joined by Mr. Khuzaema Gauhar Siddiqui, the Commandant of Cadet College Malir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Most welcome. Could you tell me that, what was the idea behind having Cadet College Malir? Though there are so many cadet colleges which are doing tremendous job, but what actual purpose was to have Cadet College in Malir in addition to other colleges in Karachi?
Thank you so much for the question. The groundbreaking ceremony of Global Hub Cadet College Malir was almost 20 years ago, and the vision at that time of the president of the country and of a lot of donors, major donors, a lot of investors, was that Pakistan needs an international standard boarding school which caters firstly to the needs of young boys and then in a separate facility to the needs of young girls as well. So we needed a Cambridge International Standard School which fulfills the boarding requirements of at least United Nations and all the leading boarding schools of the world. Global Hub Cadet College Malir came into existence after about 10 years of dedicated work, 15 state-of-the-art buildings, 240 acres of land, equestrian fields, swimming pool, horses, dedicated mess hall, auditorium, labs, entrepreneurship lab now, which has now been installed inside an incubation center. So the idea was to put Pakistan back on the map with international standards, which is why we've called it Global Hub. And it's the global hub of education where you go through pre-military training as well as scouts training so that young boys and young girls find their purpose in life very early on so that they perform well.
That's right, and there's too much need for these things also. Cambridge education, like generally in cadet colleges, is there any Cambridge education system, or it is simply what we call matriculation and federal government? Generally, what is the tradition in cadet colleges?
So we have both the streams working in cadet colleges, but I don't think that there's a Cambridge International stream in any private cadet college. So some of the government-owned or the military-owned cadet colleges have the Cambridge International stream, but not the private ones. And one of the reasons is that a lot of Pakistan's population is still focused on the matriculation system, be it federal board relevant or be it an area-specific board. So why we are affiliated both with Federal Board as well as Cambridge International. But the reason we choose to focus on Cambridge International is because we have a lot of students coming in from overseas also. We have a lot of parents who send their girls and their boys from Muscat, Kuwait, Oman, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi, Qatar, even Turkey and United Kingdom and all of those to all the European places also. So we want to provide them with something of value, something that they can even get back home, even something that is recognized back home, in the UK or anywhere else, but with a Pakistani cultural and ethnic and a training module which can be given nowhere else in any other educational setting.
I understand. So since Cambridge is globally recognized education system and that is prevalent in more than 100 countries across the globe, and it is the education system which by and large, the prevalent assumption is that it is extremely difficult, right? For that you need to have tremendous teachers, you need to have very capable teachers who could really put in their efforts to ensure that the students do get good grades, and getting A and A star in Cambridge and O and A level is I presume an uphill task. So how do you ensure the quality?
So the first thing comes in at the stage of hiring of the teachers. We have to hire teachers who have number of years of experience in Cambridge education system. So that's the key factor, that the team that we build has to be strong enough that they can lead their own classrooms and they have autonomy in the classrooms to lead their children the way that they want to do it. So that's number one. Number two is that till the time that these students have to appear in the examinations of Cambridge International, we as an institution have to prepare them from very early on in the classes which are class 6th, 7th and 8th. So we call them foundation years and pre-Cambridge years. these years actually form the basis of the Cambridge examinations that they're going to take at a later level. So actually in those classes we have a sort of a curriculum which is even in some ways harder than the curriculum of Cambridge International, which is basically a software that we have purchased, which is called ELE, which means learn and earn, where we teach skills and competency based curriculum to the boys and the girls. Every boy and girl gets their own laptops. They get their own setting in which they have to take some of the lectures through videos. Then there are assignments online. They have to use ChatGPT and other AI based platforms on which to perform these activities. And then there are written components of that as well. And at the very end, we teach them some real life skills also in the e-learning world, which includes e-commerce or data management. It includes video design, video editing. It includes multiple skills like that. So we identify the needs or the better areas of a student, and then we tell them to go in that direction through that learning skill. So once we give this entire training to our students and we combine it with a qualified teacher who has number of years of experience, and then we put in the training of Cambridge International, that's the way in which we get results from our boys.
Right, so such magnificent facilities, tremendous facilities. Like fee must be quite exorbitant looking at the environment and looking at the facilities which are being offered there, and again the students who come from across the globe, as you rightly mentioned. So fee must be quite exorbitant. Is it affordable for the Pakistanis who are in middle and lower middle class like quintile?
Well, considering the market of Karachi where we are based, actually the fee that at which we have put it is actually almost comparable to the fee of just a normal day school of O-levels and A-levels Cambridge International in Karachi. Now mind you, Global Hub Cadet College Malir, the fee actually means that the boy or a girl is living with us. He's staying with us in the boarding, he's getting 3 times meals, he's getting a tea break, he's getting 12 types of sports coaching. He can choose the sports that he can play. He's getting the moral and spiritual training as well, where there's a dedicated mosque and a mufti sahab who goes through the religious curriculum according to the needs of the family of the child, not according to a one simple setup. So the fee is around 60,000 rupees, which is for all of these things combined, for Cambridge International, for sports training, and for living there and messing and lodging as well, which is almost comparable to just the day school fees that is being offered in Karachi at the moment. So we do know that it's a competitive sphere at the moment, and we want to give something particularly to the people of Karachi and to the families overseas also, who visit Karachi frequently. We want to give them a price point which is very affordable for them, which is something that even somebody sending their child from the overseas can afford along with the charges of the airfare that they would have to bear for their child to come to Pakistan every now and then. So that's where we have put it.
I understand. Education of females is more, I presume, mandatory vis-a-vis the boys, though of course boys have to be the breadwinners of the family, but like someone said that give me an educated mother and I would give you an educated nation.
Right.
So how many girls are at the moment enrolled in this college?
Well, this is the first girls cadet college in Karachi, and we have just opened up our doors now, and we are taking our first batch of the girls at the moment. So at the moment we have about 25 girls who have registered with us for the batch coming in April. Then there's a summer camp course which is coming in June. A lot of girls have registered for that. And then inshallah for A-levels and FSC, our batch is beginning in September, and we hope to have around 50 girls by then. So inshallah ta'ala, between 50 to 60 girls in the inception year of the Girls Cadet College, we hope to see at Global Hub Cadet College Malir.
I understand. So the students who are from Karachi, since this college is in Karachi, like do they prefer staying in that particular facility, or they prefer coming since it is quite nearby, right?
Yes, so it's just outside the city, it's at the outskirts. It's about 10 kilometers from Hamdard University on Northern Bypass, but we do not have a facility for just the day school or the day boys or day girls just coming and taking their classes and going back. We are running it as a boarding facility only at the moment, because on 240 acres of land, we have about 100 acres of agricultural land also. And we have incorporated those agricultural practices into the living style of the boys and girls as well. So we routinely we expose them to the agricultural practices, to wheat cultivation, to harvest, to milking cows, to seeing how livestock is fed, how it is maintained. We have a beautiful serenic view of Malir mountains right in our backdrop. We get beautiful sunsets and sunrises there all the time. So we hope to give that holistic education to all the boys and girls, which is why we haven't opened as just a day school. It's an entire philosophy of boarding school that we're running.
I understand. So in the days to come, like what are the future plans, like for particularly the females? Since in Pakistan as well, we need to focus more on females. Like, let me talk about myself. I've gotten 3 daughters, and my preference is that my daughters should be getting the best education available in the world. So particularly every father, every mother has this particular bent of mind that our kids, particularly females, particularly the girls, the daughters, they should be getting the best education. So is there any particular plan in terms of say discount in fees, or in terms of other facilities which could help the parents afford, like, you look at the economic condition of the world, let alone Pakistan, you look at European countries, Germany is in recession, and you name the countries. So what are the plans in the future, particularly for the females?
So I'll divide my answer into 2 parts over here. Number one, of course, there are scholarships. There are need-based scholarships and there are merit scholarships. Both of them are available. We have an entire list of that available on our website, and our teams can get in touch with you also, which can tell you. So we essentially try to focus on the performance of the child, and if through the performance of the child, that child can extract a scholarship, we believe that scholarship, excuse me, that scholarship we believe is going to be more important than any other type of scholarship that child gets. Number one is that. Number two, I don't think that we really need to worry about our girls anymore. I think our girls are leading the way. I think our girls are making their mark across the world.
That's right.
And the reason that we have created Global Hub Cadet College Malir is because we have now registered it with the United Nations as well.
Marvelous.
And we are introducing scouting programs here also, which basically essentially means that these girls and boys will be trained in the life skills of a scout as well as that of a cadet.
So they will be having interaction with the people from across the globe, right?
Across the globe. So not just through Zoom meetings and everything, they can participate in any international events happening all the way from the United Kingdoms to Philippines or anywhere in Australia also. So we are now planning and moving our boys and girls towards, so recently we just opened our newest girls block, which was inaugurated by the First Lady of Pakistan, Ms. Asfa Bhutto Zardari. She was kind enough to come, and the reason we invited her and the reason that we came into a partnership with her is because we both were in line with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, so which are the 2030, the goals for 2030. We have positioned our college in achieving those goals, inshallah ta'ala, in the next coming 5 years. And she also stood for those goals as the office of the president does. So that's why that collaboration came into place. And we believe that sustainable development goals will be met far better by our girls than it could be met by our boys.
Terrific. In addition to this, what about the security? Like, what about the police stations in the area and other security systems, like the layers of the security?
Of course. So first is the state security that we get. So the entire area, as is the case in Karachi, the entire area is patrolled by the rangers. And then there is the Sindh police that comes into play also. Right across the road from our college, there is the Sindh government and World Bank solar power project also now, which is coming. So it's the solar park of 300 megawatts which is being built over there. So we are already seeing that a lot of activity is happening on the road. Of course, there's some infrastructural problems which, as are prevalent anywhere in Karachi, we have a problem.
Rather in the entire world.
In the entire world also. Yes. So we have a bit of infrastructure problems in terms of the road that is leading up to the college. So that is being under construction at the moment also. But so,
and how long is that?
So that's about 7 kilometers. 7 kilometers. If it takes about 25 kilometers to get from anywhere inside the city to outside, the last about 10 minutes part of it is a bit bumpy, which is being worked on at the moment. So that's just the first part, which is being controlled by the state. Now our entire campus of 240 acres, it is all manned, guarded, and it is all walled, number one. Not just walled, then there are barbed wires, then there are checkposts, then there are security, which is present there 24/7. We have our own in-house CCTV camera system involved. There are female guards for the females hostels which are present inside. So we have a lot of layers in which they're working. Now, so that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is that the majority of our staff which is working there is former military staff. So it's either people from Pakistan Army, Pakistan Air Force, or Pakistan Navy. These are the kind of people who are already trained in warfare. They are given responsibilities as adjutant, as the head of security, as the head of training. So these are the people who can make key decisions, God forbid, in a bad situation as well. But Alhamdulillah, we're in a very secure spot in Malir. We do recognize that it's outside the city, but 240 acres do not come inside the city.
That's right. That's right. So in addition to all these, in the future, like we know that the era of technology, artificial intelligence, these are the things, these are the buzzwords almost in every part of the world. So what steps are being taken as far as your college is concerned in this regard?
Well, so
to equip them with AI.
Of course. So the very first step is that the younger classes that we have, which are the foundation years, we have removed the old just reading inside the classroom system in which all the boys or the girls are supposed to sit facing the blackboard or facing the whiteboard, and everybody is just supposed to listen to what the teacher is saying on the board. We do not have those classrooms anymore. We have very interactive classrooms where there are different play areas, different activity areas in which these boys and girls are sitting, and they get their own laptops and their own hands-free in which they can listen to the lectures at their own pace. And the teacher is now working as a learning facilitator, where we're using the software, as I just mentioned also, which is called ELE. And the student is charting and making their own path as they progress towards their own goals. So instead of putting them into peer pressure into how much the other person is working and where you are at, we focus on individual's performance, and we try to mark the individual by what he or she is doing, and then we take it from there. So that's where the training of artificial intelligence comes in. We are training them in all of these modules. Then these boys and girls make their own science projects also. They make their own robotics. Now we are moving towards, inshallah ta'ala, creating a whole gliding club inside the club also, in the college also, where these boys and girls will be making their own gliders, putting some machines into it, making their own rocket models and all of that. So we want them to learn in the STEM research fields as well.
And they'll be getting the opportunity to take part in the contest in Pakistan and
of course, all the boys already do. They have been participating in competitions across Pakistan. And now as we launch our girls college as well, and we relaunch the boys in the scout cadet mechanism also, we hope to push them, inshallah ta'ala, into international competitions as well.
That's marvelous. Once they're through with their A levels, of course they need to go to any university. So do you have any collaboration with the international universities so that once they are through with A levels, they may get admissions easily? Of course, their own merit, their qualifications, their talent, their knowledge would of course contribute. But what about the college collaborations?
So we have multiple career counselors and career counseling firms working with us. So we have partnered with multiple of them to target the universities in different regions. For European universities, we have separate career counseling facility. For Turkey and East Asian universities, we have another company working. And then for United Kingdom and for America, North America, Canada and America both, we have another firm working. What we try to do is that our in-house career counselor and in-house guidance counselor starts working with the boy or the girl as soon as they enter the class first year, which is the AS level or the foundation year. And we try to chart out what is the field that they want to get into. And then according to that, we list out the possible universities in which they can get into, what are the scholarship opportunities, how we can enhance those scholarship opportunities, what kind of work we need to do on that child to make them into that young boy or a girl who can perform good at all of these global universities. So already the colleges that we own, the cadet colleges that we own, we have our alumni at the moment working through the best universities in the world. They're doing PhD in Germany, they're working in investment banks in New York, they're working across the globe. They're even doctors in Pakistan, they're working in the military, of course, being former cadets and everything. So we have that alumni network to support us and support what we do also. But at the same time, we are very wary of all the changes that are coming in, on a day-to-day basis. Of course, technology is changing. Some admission criteria are changing. Some universities now take admissions right after the AS level, which is just the 11th class or the first year of A levels, essentially. So we try to. There are some families that we try to push towards that route also. So there are different mechanisms according to the needs of the child.
I understand. It's really wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, viewers, that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining.